بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلي وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. منهاج السالكين the path of the wayfarer by Sheikh Abdurrahman bin Nasir al-Sa'di rahimahullah. Today we read book of inheritance, Kitab al-Mawarith. Mawarith is the division of the inheritance between those who have a legal right to it. The Prophet is Allah saying, يوصيكم الله في أولادكم للذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين فإن كنا نساء فوق اثنتين فلهن ثلث ما ترك وإن كانت واحدة فلها نصف ولأبويه لكل واحد منهما سدس مما ترك إن كان له ولد فإن لم يكن له ولد وورثه أبويه ولأمه لثلث فإن كان له إخوة ولأمه سدس من بعد وصية يوصي أو دين فآباؤكم وأبناؤكم لتدرون أيهم أقرب لكم نفعا فهذا من الله إن الله كان عليما حكيما ولكم نصف ما ترك أزواجكم إن لم يكن لهن ولد فإن كان لهن ولد فلكم ربع ما تركنا من بعد وصية يوصين بها أو دين فلهن ربع ما تركتم إن لم يكن لكم ولد فإن كان لكم ولد فلهن ثمن مما تركتم من بعد وصية يوصين بها أو دين وإن كان رجل يورث كلالة أو امرأة وله أخت فلكل واحد منهما سدس فإن كان أكثر من ذلك فلهم شركاء في الثلث من بعد وصية يوصي بها أو دين غير مدار وصية من الله والله عليم حليم. تلك حدود الله ومن يطع الله ورسوله يدخله جنة تجري الأنهار خالدين فيها وذلك الفوز العظيم ومن يعص الله ورسوله يتعدى حدوده يدخله نارا خالدا فيها وله عذاب مهين. Allah commands you in regards to your children, the male shall have a share that of two females. If they are only daughters, two or more, they shall have 2/3 of the inheritance. And if there's only one, her share is half. For the parent, 6 of the inheritance of each if each the deceased left behind children. If he leaves no children and the parent are the sole heirs, the mother has a third. If the deceased left brothers, so the mother has a sixth. In all cases, the distribution comes after the payment of any bequest or debt. You know not which of them, your parent or your children, are of more benefit to you. This is an ordinance from Allah. Allah is all-knowing. Ways you inherit half of what your wives leave, if they have no child. But if they leave a child, but if they leave a child, then you shall receive a fourth of what they leave behind. After payment of bequest or debt, your widow shall receive a fourth if you leave no child. But if you leave a child, then they shall receive an eighth of what you leave behind after payment of bequest or debt. If a man or woman whose inheritance is a question, a descendant has no descendant, but has left a brother or a sister, each of them shall inherit a sixth. But if there are more, then there is a third after payment of bequest or debt, with no harm caused to anyone. This is a commandment from Allah. Allah is all-knowing, most forbearing. These are the limits set by Allah. Whoever obeys Allah and His Messenger will benefit to guidance through which rivers flow. To abide in that is the supreme truth. But whoever disobeys Allah and His Messenger and transgresses His limits, He will cast him into the fire. To abide in humiliating torments await him. That is Quran, Surah 4, verse 11 to verse 3 to 11. Also at the end of the Surah An-Nisa, Allah says, يستفتونك قل الله يفتيكم في الكلالة إن أمره لك ليس له ولد وله أخت فلهما نصف ما ترك وهو يرثها إن لم يكن لها ولد فإن كانت اثنتين فلهما ثلثان مما ترك وإن كانوا إخوة رجالا ونساء فذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين يبين لكم الآية أن تدلوا والله بكل شيء عليم. They ask you for verdict, say Allah gives you a verdict about the inheritance from a person who lives nowhere in the direct line. If a man dies childless, leaving a sister, she shall have half the inheritance. If the woman is childless, her brother takes her inheritance. If there are two sisters, they shall have 2/3 of the inheritance. If there are brothers and sisters, and the male will have twice the share of the female. Allah makes all this clear to you, lest you go astray. Allah is all knowing of everything. That is Quran, Surah 4, verse 176. Stated by Ibn Abbas that the Prophet ﷺ said, "Al-hiqu al-fara'id bi ahliha, fama baqiha fali'ula rajulin dakar." Give the legal shares those who are entitled, and what remains should go to the nearest male relative. The above verse, along with the narration from Ibn Abbas, cover the majority of the rulings of inheritance which have been mentioned in detail, along with its conditions. Allah made the paternal male and female children and children from the son and full or consanguine brothers Whenever they are present, divide the inheritance among themselves. Whatever inheritance remains after the legal heirs, asabul furu, have taken their share is distributed on the basis of the male receiving a portion equal to 2 females. The mentioned males take the inheritance, or what is left of the legal shares have been distributed. A single daughter gets half of the inheritance, and if there are 2 or more, they share in 2 thirds. If there is a daughter and a daughter from the son, then the daughter will get half, and the son's daughter will get a sixth, which completes 2 thirds. 2 thirds. Likewise, this applies to full sisters and consanguine sisters in the case of halala, that is where the deceased leaves neither descendant nor descendant as heirs. If the daughters take up the entire 2 thirds, then the daughters that are lower in the chain of lineage, who are in the daughters of the son of the deceased, are removed from the inheritance unless a male is present either of the same degree of relationship or lower, and in this case the daughters are treated as asaba, natural heirs. The same applies to full sisters who drop as consanguine sisters in case they are not made asaba through the presence of a brother. As for uterine siblings, if there is only one, then it takes a sixth, and if there are 2 or more, then they take a third, the male getting a share equal to the female. However, they do not inherit in the presence of full legal heirs from the descendants and any condition or in the process of usul ascendant. The husband is entitled to half of the inheritance left behind by his deceased wife in the absence of any children from her and afford in their presence. The wife is entitled to afford in the absence of any children from the husband and an eighth in their presence. The mother is entitled to a sixth in the presence of a child or one or more brother or sister and a third in their presence. She also entitled to a third of what remains in the case she is accompanied by the husband and the parent, or the wife and the parent. The Prophet assigned a sixth to the grandmother in the case where there is no mother. The father is received a sixth and no more in the presence of male offspring. If they are female, then he receives a sixth, and whatever remains after the legal heirs have taken their share, he receives it as an asaba. This is also the case if there are no children. Likewise, all males other than the husband and the maternal brothers are asaba and inherit without a set prescribed amount. Will include one full or consanguine brothers and their sons, 2 full or paternal uncles and their sons, uncles of the deceased, and all their descendant uncles, 3 sons and grandsons. The ruling of the residual heir al-asib is the following: A inherits the entire estate if he is by himself and not accompanied by any other than heir. B, if he is accompanied by legal heir or do fard who has a set inheritance, then he takes the remaining inheritance after distribution. C, if the entire inheritance is inherited by the legal heirs, then the residual heir will receive nothing, knowing that it cannot be consumed in the presence of a paternal son or the father. If there are 2 or more residual heirs, then priority is given in the following order: 1 sons, 2 fathers, 3 brothers and their sons, 4 uncles and their sons, 5 emancipated male slave, including the freed slave and his asaba who become asaba by themselves. Therefore, a priority is given to those who are nearest in relationship to the deceased. If they are of the same degree of relationship, then priority is given to the one who has closer blood ties. If they are equal in their closeness, then priority is given to the one who has the strongest blood ties, that is full of relationship, is given priority over paternal partnership. The sons of every agnate heir, other than the sons and brothers, do not inherit along with them. If the inheritance of the legal heirs exceed the amount of the estate, and none of them exclude the others from a share, then the issue becomes one of all, and is applied according to their shares as follows: 1. If the case involves a husband, mother, and an unmarried sister, in which case the denominator was 6, the new denominator will increase to 8 to accumulate all the heirs. 2. If the case instead involves a maternal brother, and it is similar to the one above. 3. If there were 2 brothers, the denominator will increase to 9. 4. If the non-maternal sisters are 2, the denominator will increase to 10. 5. If there are 2 daughters, a mother and a husband, the denominator will increase from relative to 13. 6. If they are accompanied by their father, then the denominator is increased to 15. 7. If there is the deceased left behind 2 wives, the maternal sisters, the non-maternal sisters, and a mother, then the denominator increases to 17. 8. If there are 2 parents, 2 daughters, and a spouse, then the denominator increases to 27. If the legal heirs do not consume the entire inheritance and there are no residual heirs to take the remaining share, then the remaining estate is divided amongst the legal heirs according to their percentage. If there are no legal heirs and no residual heirs, then the estate is inherited by the Dawul Arham, cognate relatives who are not connected through the female blood relatives, and they take the place of those who are close to the deceased. As for the one who leaves no heirs, then his wealth will go to the national treasury and is spent on public and private interest. When a person dies, then the following four rights should be fulfilled by his state: providing for the preparation of the body for burial, that is washing and shrouding; two, paying off mortgage and non-mortgage loans from the entire capital; three, if he left behind a will designating charity, then it will be given from one third of the estate to the non-heirs signified in the will; four, the remaining estate is divided among the aforementioned legal heirs, and then Allah knows best. I know. That which causes an individual to become an heir are the following: lineage. Number 2 is marriage, and number 3 is wala, inheritance through patronage. The following three things will produce the heir from inheriting: 2, murdering the benefactor; 2, slavery and difference of religion between the benefactor and the heir. If some of the heirs are fetuses, missing persons, or people of a similar nature, then caution is observed and the share is held for them. If the heirs demand the distribution of the inheritance, the necessary precaution is taken according to what the jurists, may Allah the Almighty have mercy on them, have decided.